happens in the corporate world today is this concept called as withdrawing of offers. We're going to be spending some time today talking a little bit about offer withdrawals and from a candidate's perspective, what does it mean to us and what is it that we can do. It's not a very unusual phenomenon, specifically in a lot of technology companies, specifically in a lot of the KPO, BPO sector, and in fact these days across various industries and various sectors, including across various educational institutions, we do have concepts called as offer withdrawal hitting us pretty recently. Withdrawing an offer is nothing but the intent of the organization that we no longer want to fulfill the obligation we had made to you of getting you to join us, deliver certain tasks and responsibilities, and in return take certain remuneration. The organization has clearly said we would not be able to fulfill this promise that we had given. If you on your part had accepted that promise by way of a written acceptance, made sure that the written acceptance is communicated to the employer, and then this kind of situation arises, the organization has failed in the promise that it had made to you. In such a scenario, an organization is duty bound, if not legally bound, to give you some kind of a compensation thereof. And you as a candidate are entitled for that compensation. Now, if we get into how can we say that the compensation is entitled to us as a candidate, the simple concept being there is an agreement or there is a contract that has been made between two parties. One of the parties had decided that it will not fulfill the promise of that contract. That's the reason the other party can claim compensation. What the amount of that compensation is, that is something that is reasonably decided between the two parties. However, a scenario where no compensation is provided is ideally a pure breach of contract, which can be used for penalizing the individual or the organization who have breached the contract. Therefore, it's not a very bad idea to carry on with this concept of actually doing a written acceptance of the offer. Once you do a written acceptance of the offer and you ensure that that written acceptance is communicated to your future or new employer, then it becomes a duty-bound exercise between the two parties. A caveat being, once you have made this kind of a commitment and accepted the offer, ideally an organization can also ask you for breach of contract, and they can also ask to be compensated for a breach of contract. Therefore, it is highly advisable when you're exploring career opportunities to ensure that you sign the dotted line and accept an offer only when you're very sure that you would be joining the organization. Similarly, when an organization does breach that contract, don't feel shy in taking the organization on and telling them that please compensate me for the hardships that you have put onto me. Wishing you the very best, and I hope you do keep enjoying looking at